Welcome to this video where we're getting right into a strict, chemistry-backed breakdown of Palmarosa essential oil. Look, if you're a skincare formulator, an aromatherapist, or just someone who wants highly practical, functional knowledge without all the fluff, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're looking way past its pleasant, rosy aroma to focus entirely on the hard science, the specific terpene profiles, and exactly how you can leverage this incredible botanical ingredient in your own formulations.
Okay, let's jump right into this. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering its origins, the chemical terpene profile, skin and hair benefits, cannabis synergy, 5 specific functional blends, and finally some absolutely crucial safety protocols.
Section 1. Origins, Extraction, and History. Let's see where this oil actually comes from.
So, one of the most fascinating things about Palmarosa is its botanical origin. With an aroma this sweetly floral and soft, you'd absolutely assume it comes from a delicate flower, right? But it doesn't. Palmarosa is actually a steam distilled grass native to India. When you're sourcing ingredients, you'll see 2 names. There's the botanical name, Cymbopogo martini variety Modia, which is what essential oil suppliers use. And then there's its INCI name, Cymbopogo martini oil, which you'll spot on cosmetic labels. They extract it by simply passing steam right through the fresh or slightly dried grass leaves to pull out that beautiful, pale yellow oil.
Historically speaking, Palmarosa actually had a bit of an identity crisis. Because its aroma is remarkably similar to a real rose, it was traded for years under completely misleading names like Indian geranium or Turkish geranium. In fact, its incredibly convincing scent gave it a rather, dubious career path. For a long time, it was quite literally used to adulterate and bulk up incredibly expensive true rose oil before hitting the market. It wasn't until modern chemistry came along that we finally figured out exactly why this grass smells like a rose, which completely vindicated Palmarosa and allowed us to respect it for its own unique merits.
Section 2. The chemical terpene profile. To formulate successfully with Palmarosa, you really have to understand its terpenes.
And this brilliantly illustrates what makes it tick. A massive 70 to 85% of the oil is dominated by just a single terpene, Geranyol. The rest of it is a small splash of Linalool, Geranyl acetate, and a handful of minor constituents. It's this exact, specific balance that drives literally everything the oil does, from its fragrance to its functional properties.
So let's look at the star of the show. Geranyl is a monoterpene alcohol. This is the exact chemical compound that gives Palmarosa that unmistakable, soft, rosy aroma. But if you're a formulator, Geranyl is way more than just a nice smell. This dominant terpene is the primary engine giving Palmarosa its exceptional ability to condition the skin. It makes it a highly sought-after ingredient for dry, mature, and even blemish-prone skin formulations.
Next up, we have geranyl acetate. Now, while it's present in much lower amounts than geranyl, this is the principal ester in Palmarosa, and it performs a very specific job for us. Esters are notoriously known for their smoothing, calming characteristics. Here, geranyl acetate softens the overall fragrance profile. It basically takes away any sharp edges, giving you this very smooth, rounded, elegant floral character. And honestly, this is exactly why Palmarosa blends so effortlessly into complex formulations, alongside oils like lavender and frankincense, without ever clashing. Then there's linalool, sitting right around 2 to 4%. Linalool contributes this fresh, slightly green floral note to the oil. But more importantly for us, it acts as a chemical bridge. Because linalool is heavily present in lavender, as well as in many cannabis cultivars, having it right here in Palmarosa creates a really natural, overlapping chemical synergy when you blend those extracts together.
Finally, we definitely can't ignore the minor constituents. Palmarosa contains little trace amounts of citronellol, nerol, farnesol, beta-caryophyllene, humulene, and delimol. Looking at one constituent alone never tells the whole story. Compounds like beta-caryophyllene and humulene might be tiny in volume, but they are absolutely vital. They act like a balancing force for the overall functional synergy, contributing heavily to those skin-soothing properties.
Section 3. Skin and hair benefits. Okay, let's transition from raw chemistry to practical applications on the body.
Palmarosa has this rare, highly valuable versatility in skincare. Because of that unique terpene makeup we just talked about, it can actually help improve hydration in dry, mature skin while simultaneously balancing excess sebum production in oily skin. Honestly, you rarely find that kind of dual action in a single essential oil. It's also an incredible choice for soothing, rough, irritated skin linked to things like eczema or dermatitis. Plus, Palmarosa brings very effective antifungal properties to the table. This makes it a fantastic alternative to tea tree oil and foot creams. You get all the performance, but you skip that harsh, medicinal locker room smell entirely.
Now, when it comes to hair care, let's be absolutely clear about something. Palmarosa is not a hair growth miracle, and it shouldn't be marketed as one. Its true power is in treating the scalp. Remember, the scalp is just skin, so all those incredible balancing and soothing properties we just covered apply perfectly here. It's highly effective in shampoos, scalp oils, and pre-shampoo treatments to soothe flaking, calm irritation, and balance out an oily scalp without stripping it dry.
Section 4. Comparison and Cannabis Synergy. Let's see how Palmarosa stacks up against some other popular botanicals. Formulators mix up Palmarosa and Rose Geranium all the time because they both have rosy floral notes, but they are entirely different tools. Think of it like this. Palmarosa is grass-derived. It's soft, fresh, gently sweet, and acts as a quiet floral heart note. It won't dominate your formula. Rose Geranium, on the other hand, comes from a leaf. It is much greener, richer, and way more assertive. It has a huge personality and will completely take over your blend if you aren't careful. Bottom line, use Palmarosa when you want a light, elegant skin conditioner, and use Rose Geranium when you explicitly want a powerful, front-and-center geranium fragrance.
When you're formulating with cannabis-infused oils, Palmarosa is a brilliant companion, but there are rules. Never use it just as a perfume to try and cover up the smell of the cannabis. Instead, Palmarosa should be included for its legitimate skin conditioning properties and its shared terpene pathways. Because both plants share linalool, beta-caryophyllene, and humulene, they can work harmoniously together on the skin. But to formulate intelligently, you absolutely must verify this synergy by checking a current terpene analysis of your specific cannabis extract. Don't just guess based on a strain name.
Section 5. 5 essential oil blends. So, the crucial point is taking all this theory and putting it into practice. Here are 5 functional recipes. Each of these blends uses 20 drops total, designed to be mixed into 99 grams of an unscented carrier product. That gives you an approximate 1% dilution. First up is our Skin Balance blend, perfect for facial oils. We use 6 drops of Palmarosa as the functional base for sebum balance, supported by 5 drops of lavender, 4 of frankincense, 3 of green mandarin, and 2 of cedarwood atlas. This combination conditions the face beautifully without leaving any heavy, overwhelming floral residue behind. Next, we have the Soft Foot Cream blend. Here we're combining 6 drops of Palmarosa with 5 drops of tea tree, 4 of lavender, 3 of cedarwood atlas, and 2 of patchouli. Like I mentioned earlier, Palmarosa brings excellent antifungal action. By dosing it just slightly higher than the tea tree, we keep the strict hygienic function you need for feet, but we totally bypass that medicinal cabinet smell. It just creates a much more elegant product.
For your massage and body oils, try the Calm but Clear blend. This uses 5 drops each of Palmarosa and frankincense, 4 drops each of green mandarin and lavender, and 2 drops of black spruce. We formulated this specifically for body work, where you want a calming, emotionally steadying effect, but you absolutely do not want to put your client to sleep. It grounds the nervous system while keeping the mind perfectly clear.
Our Scalp Comfort recipe is custom-built for hair masks and targeted scalp oils. We take 5 drops of Palmarosa, pair it with 4 drops of helichrysum, 4 of lavender, 4 of cedarwood atlas, and 3 of rosemary. The real magic here is the synergy between the Palmarosa and the helichrysum. They work rapidly together to directly target, soothe, and rehydrate a dry, itchy, or just really irritated scalp.
And finally, the Rose Without Rose blend. Let's be real. True Rose Otto Oil is staggeringly expensive for bulk formulations. This workaround uses 7 drops of Palmarosa, 4 of geranium, 4 of frankincense, 3 of bergamot FCF, and 2 of sandalwood. This is a brilliant way to mimic a gentle, rich, rosy character for luxury body creams, letting Palmarosa's high geraniol content do all the heavy lifting for a fraction of the cost.
Section 6. Safety and proper dilution. All right, as with any potent botanical extract, we need to cover the strict safety protocols.
These are the hard limits you need to memorize. For any leave-on facial products like serums and daily moisturizers, you must keep the Palmarosa dilution between 0.25% and 0.5%.
The skin on the face is delicate, so less is definitely more. For body creams, foot lotions, massage oils, and scalp treatments, you have a slightly higher working range of 0.5% to 1%. And it goes without saying, but never ever use this oil neat or undiluted directly on the skin. Read the full blog post in much more depth. The website link is in the description box below.